Hello guys, I'm Creamy.he, and you guys are likely now currently familiarized with the game known as RFTI, or Running from the Internet. I've kind of spent a long time getting good at the game, and I'm trying to enter the pro scene, I guess, which isn't really a pro scene right now, but we won't talk about that. I'm making a tier list to show you guys what the current best items are in the game. There will be two different tier lists that we do. The healer item tier list and the attacking item tier list. And we'll start with the attacking item tier list first. Okay, so coming in at number 12 on the tier list, we have the barrier item. It's pretty self-explanatory. You throw down a wall and it tries to stop people. The reason it's going to be so low on this tier list is because, one, you could simply jump around this wall. If placed incorrectly, you can completely jump around the wall. Also, this wall is not that much of a nuisance on most of the actual maps. The only map you're going to be seeing a barrier be annoying on is Stronghold, and that's because the intersection is just that tight. Fortunately, the barrier is not going to do any better outside of this, so there's no need to continue talking about it. Okay, coming in at number 11, we have the doll. Do not use this in PvP. You probably shouldn't even use this item to begin with. It's only effective against bots because it forces the bots to come to it. Of course, there are some items that stack with this very nicely, but unfortunately, the doll is just so bad in general that there's no point to having this in your 8-item kit. Pick something else. Okay, so in 10th place, we have the banana peel. It's basically just a landmine or a gravity grenade. You throw it down and somebody walks on it and trips on it. Fortunately, the hitbox is not that big for the banana peel, even though it does get a little trippy at times. And the banana peel in general just doesn't do any damage. It's really only a combo starter that doesn't do damage, which sucks for this game's meta because the more damage, the better. You want to keep people from doing anything. A banana peel is not going to stop you at all. Coming in at 9th place, we have the gravity grenade. It's basically the banana peel, but a grenade. And when you throw it down, it blows up, and anybody around it just gets launched. It's literally just the item from Fortnite at this point, and it doesn't do damage, so it's ultimately pointless. Coming in at number 8, we have the landmine. It's the banana peel, but it does damage. That's basically it. I mean, it is a good bait item for if you were to cover it up pretty well. But unfortunately, there are explosive items that if you throw out the landmine, it will trigger the landmine and stop it from having a chance to blow up on your opponents. Also, literally any item will likely be blowing yourself up if you sit around the landmine and try to force people into the landmine. Okay, coming in at 7th place, we have the snowball / water balloon. The reason I put them together is because they function essentially the exact same way. You throw it, it does small 10-15 damage. Boom. The radius isn't too big, so it's a pretty balanced item. They're both balanced items. But I personally would use the water balloon just because it does have a bigger hitbox. And it may not have the same amount of damage, but it's still effective for combo starters. I think a bit better than the snowball too. The one thing the snowball has for it that the water bottle doesn't is that the water balloon. One thing the snowball has over the water balloon is that if you throw it straight down, you basically launch yourself in the air safely. Which is something the gravity grenade can't do. Coming in at 6th place and starting the list of items that I personally use is the fireworks. I was planning on putting this in 5th place and the 5th place item in 6th. Because the firework is a good explosion damage. It's a big explosion radius that when it plays pretty much like any other explosion item and is very good. The only issue is that it's very tedious and you need to be actually skilled to use it. If you're a beginner, I'm not saying that it's impossible for you to be able to use this, but it's going to be much harder because you throw it and it goes straight. You can throw it up, it will keep going up. It will not ever curve down. It will continue to rise until it can no longer rise. Same with if you throw it down. So you could literally throw it right in front of your face. You could throw it, you try to back off, but you can't because the firework is just built different. Coming in at 5th place is the guitar. I was actually planning on putting this in 6th, but I found a better purpose for guitar over fireworks, I guess, mentally. Guitar is very good. It's the biggest damage in the game at 45, and despite its long charge up, it is a big blast radius. It's very, very good. Unfortunately, you are in this long charge up. And although you are hit stun immune and knockback immune, these damages can stack while you're charging up the guitar. So if you have a field of next bots hunting you down and you use this guitar, you're dying because you have to sit there and wait for the guitar to happen. Meanwhile, the next bots are dealing damage to you. Unfortunately, the guitar also blows up items, like the landmine, which unfortunately makes it not as good because you could trigger this and then somebody's landmine from underneath you could literally blow up and you could die. So it is good, but you need to be good to use it. Coming in at 4th place in a weird twist of events is the Stink Bomb. You want to deal massive amounts of damage to the next bot so you can rack up points on the leaderboard? Boom, Stink Bomb. You want to force players to have to run through it and take damage so you can set them up for something even crazier, like explosives? It works perfectly fine too. And this is the only time the doll becomes useful. You take the Stink Bomb and the doll, and you force the next bots into that Stink Bomb radius. However, there's not really much else that's unique about this. But still, keep this in your inventory. It's absolutely busted at times. And I've gotten several kills with this, in fact. I don't even know how. Okay, here we are, the top 3. I'ma just blast through them because they're all basically the same. 3rd place we have Bomb, 2nd is Toilet, and number 1 on the attacking item list is Crate. All 3 of these guys play the exact same as explosion items. And yeah, it's just that funny at this point. The only reason that I rank them the way they did is based on damage. Bomb at 35, Toilet at 38, and Crate at 40. Even though the guitar at 5th place has 45 damage, these 3 items in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, they're just more optimal because you get these very often and you can blow up really anybody with them at this point. So please use them. They are insanely good. Okay, before we move on to the next part of the tier list, let me know what your thoughts on for the weapon tier list. And also, let me know what kind of loadout you like to roll with. I will be checking these comments out. And that is both tier lists completely finished. This is a long thing to record. Holy. Yeah, my loadout is the Crate, Toilet, Bomb, Stink Bomb, Guitar, Fireworks, Turkey Leg, and Speed Cola. This is my personal loadout, and I'd like to know your guys' loadouts in the comments below. I will be checking them out. And let me know if you want to see me do another one of these tier lists for RFTI. Because if so, I will be doing a tier list on every map and every mode in the game, or at least was in the game. Rip King of the Hill.